What I was gonna say that I didn't say last week was if you want to play music in the background of your home, feel free to do that. I think if I played music, it would be a little distracting. So, plus everyone has their own taste. So just play music if you want, or silence is great. And again, if you have any questions, you can kind of wave and then maybe Mike and I will be able to unmute, or if you wanna, or I can unmute, so you would unmute yourself. Or you can type in the chat and I'll be kind of looking at that. But if anything, just make a scene and I'll come to your aid. And again, this is supposed to be fun and hopefully relaxing and maybe challenging in some ways. So let's just have fun. If anything feels a little bit sore, like wrists, or maybe like a little bit too much tightness and anywhere, just you can kind of take it easy, take a step back, come into child's pose, whatever feels good. So I'm going to start and lead you guys. So let's do this. Let's all start laying down on our mat. So I'm going to be over here. Hopefully you can see me. And so let's just lay down like if we were gonna fall asleep for a little nap. Just extend your arms by your side. I invite you to close your eyes. We're gonna inhale and take a really big deep breath. Feel our chest expand, belly rise, and then exhale, release. And inhale even bigger. And exhale, let go. Last big inhale. And exhale, let go. Let's bring our knees to our chest. Give yourself a little hug, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then you're gonna plant your palms on the ground and straighten your leg towards the ceiling. So I'm gonna flex my feet, and that's gonna turn on my quads. Try to flatten out your spine, so really feel like your low back is attached to the floor. And we're just gonna exhale and lower our feet slowly to the ground. And right when they're about to touch, we're gonna inhale and come back to the top. And again, inhale and exhale, control the legs as they slide down, and inhale, legs up. We're just turning on the core a little bit, and exhale, lower the legs. And inhale, bring them up. And last time, lower the legs, just about to touch the ground, and inhale up, and then give yourself a big hug again. Bring your forehead to your knees. And we're gonna exhale and stretch. So you should feel like someone's pulling your toes and your arms, and then curl back into a little ball. And then reach out, reach the ends of the room, and then come back to a little ball. And exhale, extend. And then inhale, come back to your little ball. And then just rock side to side. Just little rocks. Now we're gonna come to seated. So go ahead and grab the back of your thighs and give yourself a couple of rocks. If this feels uncomfortable for anyone really spiny, you can always just keep rocking side to side. But for those of us doing the rock and rolls, we're just gonna do a couple to get us to a seated position. So sit however is comfortable. Again, I mentioned the block earlier, so here's my block, the Chronicles of Narnia. If anyone feels uncomfortable sitting, then they can just sit on their block. We are gonna do seated cat-cow. So you're gonna inhale and puff your chest forward. You can use the traction of your arms to pull your chest forward. And then exhale, you're gonna hollow out your spine. And then inhale, puff that chest forward, pull back on the knees, and then exhale, curl back in. And then Inhale, lengthen the spine, almost like if you're hyperextending, look at the ceiling. And then exhale, curl in. One last time, inhale. Bring your gaze to the ceiling, and then exhale, curl in. Okay, now we're just gonna sit upright. We're gonna inhale our hands up, lengthen through the crown of your head, and we're gonna do a little twist. So inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, twist. You can find the floor with your tippy toes, with your fingertips, and then take your gaze to the back wall. And then we're gonna inhale up again and twist. So this is at your own pace. We're gonna do 4 more of those. You're gonna inhale up and then exhale, twist. Inhale up, exhale, twist. You can also use your hand to get a little deeper in that twist if you want to. Inhale up, exhale, twist. 1 more to the right and left. And then inhale up. And exhale, twist. Good. Inhale up 1 more time, come back to center. And then drop your hands to your knees again. And let's do 2 more cat-cows seated. So inhale and really push against your knees, and then exhale and curl out your spine. That should feel really good, hopefully. Inhale, lengthen your spine, take a little bit of a back bend, and then exhale and curl in. Okay. Now we'll do a couple more of those dynamic little sways. So we're gonna inhale up, and this time we're gonna plant our right hand on the ground and reach over to the right. So we did this last week. And then you'll inhale back to center, and then exhale, come to the left. So you really wanna reach for the corner of the room, or for those of you outside, just reach up more than to the side, and then come back to center. Big inhale, and exhale to the right. Inhale up, and to the left. We're gonna do 1 more on each side. Inhale up. And exhale to the left. Now come back to center. Remove the block or whatever item you had underneath you if you did. And let's find ourselves lying down on the ground with our elbows on the mat. So this is called Sphinx pose. So your feet are together, and then you're using your forearms to cause a little bit of tension with the mat. So you're pulling back and bringing your chest forward. So this is an active position. And here we're just gonna take a deep inhale and then let our head drop towards our right. So right ear to right shoulder. And inhale back to center. And exhale, left ear, left shoulder, just for anyone that has a lot of tension in the neck. Be super gentle with this. Inhale back to center, and then go back to the right. Back to the middle, back to the left, and 1 more each time. Starting off slow and steady. Back to center and back to the left. Good, now we're gonna come into a forearm plank, so if you need to use your knees, that's totally okay. But for those of us that want a little bit of a challenge, bring the knees off of the mat, press into the floor with the forearms, and hold this nice strong plank position. And then we're gonna slowly start bringing our hips up like in down dog. So if you need to bend your knees, please do. This is called dolphin pose. So try to lengthen that spine, push away from the floor, and then pedal out the feet. So this is a little bit more challenging than downward dog, but you guys can do it. And then from here, walk the legs back, come back to your plank, and then lower down all the way to the ground. Let's put our palms right next to our chest, and we're gonna inhale and peel up like a baby cobra. So the tension shouldn't be just you picking yourself up with the arms, right? It's like Superman's. You're using your low back. So lift your hands off of the mat just to check it out, and then come all the way back down to the ground. We're gonna bring our arms a little bit wider, so on the outside of your mat, and you're gonna be on your fingertips. And then you're gonna inhale up, full cobra. And this looks kind of funny, but you're gonna draw your right shoulder down to the mat and bring your right ear towards the mat. So from the front, it'll look like this. Your inhale cobra, and then draw the right shoulder down to the mat. You should feel a big stretch in the front of your shoulder. So hold on the right side for just a tad more. And then inhale up cobra, and then exhale, switch, draw that left shoulder down. Bring the left ear to the mat. And then inhale up. Let's switch, so let's keep moving through that. Right. Inhale up and left. Let's do one more each side. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale up and exhale, twist. Awesome. Now you can just come back into your palms. I'll flip over so you guys can see me. And we're just gonna press up into our first down dog. So you can use your knees to get there. Bring your hips up high. Push down on the mat, press your chest through your shoulders. And then again, pedal out your feet just to get a little bit more movement in the legs as we start to warm up. And then go ahead and try to draw your heels towards the ground. It's okay if they're not there, but we're gonna try. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. And just hold in this position for a little bit. We're gonna inhale, come onto the ball of your feet, bend your knees. This is a nice little puppy stretch, and then come onto your tippy toes all the way up to your hands. So you're in a nice forward fold. Good. So in forward fold, we'll come to this pose a lot. So you can bend your knees if it starts to feel like a little too much of a stretch, or you can keep your legs straight. So we're gonna inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine, bring it parallel to the mat, and you can keep your hands on the shins, the thighs, or the ground, and then exhale, forward fold again. And then inhale all the way up, reach up for the sky or the ceiling. Bring your hands towards center and then bow forward. Bring your hands to the mat. Inhale again, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale all the way up. This time we'll get a little bit of a back bend. So inhale up, and then exhale, take your gaze back. Inhale and exhale all the way down to your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, and then we'll step back into a plank. If this ever gets to be too much for the wrists, then you can always come down to that forearm plank, and then just go ahead and lower all the way down to the ground. Plant your palms on the ground, inhale up cobra, and then exhale down dog. Good. We're gonna inhale and take our right leg up towards the ceiling, trying to keep equal balance on the hands. And then as we exhale, we'll draw our right knee to our right elbow and freeze. And then exhale, draw that leg up towards the sky again. And then inhale, draw that knee to the elbow and plant that foot down in the nice lunge. Let's lower the back knee. So we're a little bit more supported here. We're gonna inhale our arms up towards the ceiling. And we're gonna bring our arms into cactus. So you're gonna inhale, and then as you exhale, you'll bend your elbows and lean back a little bit, just opening up a little bit deeper stretch in the shoulders and the chest. Then inhale, reach up with the arms again, and then find the floor with your hands. So I'm holding myself up here. And you're gonna take a nice deep inhale, and then I'm gonna exhale and try to straighten that front leg as much as I can. So you might feel this really intense in your hamstrings. You can keep a little bit of a bend in your knee. We're gonna inhale and lengthen our spine, and then exhale and draw our chest a little bit closer to that leg. And we're gonna make this a little bit more dynamic. So we'll move from this lunge to that hamstring stretch 5 times, just moving through, getting a little bit warmer than holding that stretch for too long. So inhale, come into the lunge, and exhale, push back to that hamstring stretch. Lunge and hamstring stretch. Good, now let's come back to our lunge. Let's tuck our toes behind us and lift up that knee. And then our right foot will meet our left. And you have the option of lowering down in a controlled push-up or just coming all the way down to the ground with the knees, coming up into cobra, and then pressing back into down dog. Big deep breath in down dog. Let's inhale the left leg up towards the sky. And then we're gonna draw that left knee to left elbow, squeeze. And exhale, kick that left leg up again. And then go ahead and plant it down on the ground. It's okay if you don't make it all the way and have to take a couple little steps. And then go ahead and drop that right knee and uncurl the toes. Let's inhale, sweep our arms up towards the ceiling. And exhale as we open up our chest more into cactus arms. Inhale up, and then exhale, find the floor with your hands. So I'll move through, and exhale, move into that half split or hamstring stretch. We're gonna take a deep breath, and then draw your chest towards that leg for a couple of deep breaths before we start moving. Good, now we'll move from the lunge, inhale, and exhale, half split. If anyone has their splits, they can feel free to move from the lunge to the split, or just go lunge, half split, lunge, half split. And just give you a couple breaths to move through that. Good. Now let's hold this low lunge. Curl our back toes underneath. Pick up that right knee. And let's go ahead and press back into a downward dog. Good. Maybe feeling a little bit warmer. And then you have the option of jumping up to the top of your mat or tippy-toeing up to the top of your mat. Either way is great. And go ahead and inhale, halfway lift. Really feel lengthening through the crown of your head. And then exhale, forward fold. Bring your chest towards your legs. And inhale all the way up. And then exhale, just let your hands drop by your sides. This is mountain pose. Let's do a couple of shoulder rolls. Just bring your shoulders up to your ears and inhale. And then exhale, draw your shoulders back. So inhale up and back. Inhale up and back. Inhale up. Good. We're gonna move into chair pose. So you're gonna inhale and bring your hips back like you're sitting into a nice soft supporting chair. Try to keep your torso up, and then go ahead and wiggle your toes to see where your weight's at. So we want it to be on the balls of your feet and in your heels, not on your toes. And we're just gonna hold this chair pose for a bit. If you want a little balance challenge, you can come onto your tiptoes. Breathe. And then go ahead and come back down to the heels if you're on the toes, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, forward fold again. You could even pull your chest toward your legs if you'd like. And let's inhale again, chair pose. Now that you guys are comfortable here, go ahead and just sink your weight back into your heels. And then go ahead, exhale, forward fold. And from here, we're gonna step back into a plank. And again, you have the option of lowering down into a push-up, and then upward facing dog or cobra. Upward facing dog is with the knees and the hips and the thighs off of the ground. And then exhaling back to down dog. Let's inhale, lift our right leg up towards the sky. And then exhale, bring it up into a lunge. So your foot is right between your hands. And then inhale your chest up. This is crescent warrior, just lunge. Try to tuck your pelvis under so you feel that nice stretch right here in the hip flexor. Sink a little bit lower to that front knee. You want to make sure the knee's on top of the ankle. Breathe here. We're gonna lean our chest forward and draw our arms back like if we're airplanes about to take off. We're just gonna freeze here. And then inhale, arms back up to crescent lunge, right beside your ears. And then the fun part is you're gonna draw your left leg up and land in a chair pose. Nice. And stand all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And let's inhale all the way up. Arms come all the way up towards the ceiling. And then let the arms fall to your sides. Let's get 5 more shoulder rolls. So inhale up and over. Awesome. And when you're done with 5, inhale, reach up towards the ceiling. And exhale, sit back down into your chair. Again, wiggle your toes just to make sure. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Forward fold and step or jump back into your plank. Lower all the way down. Inhale up. We're facing dog or cobra. And exhale, down dog. Again, even if downward dog starts to hurt a little bit in the wrist, you can always come into dolphin pose. It's a little bit more of a shoulder stretch, for me anyway. And then go ahead and lift that left leg up towards the ceiling. And bring it on down into a lunge. Inhale the arms up. And hold. So if you need to make this a little bit shorter and you still feel the stretch here, that's totally great too. Or if you want to go real low, you can do that. Just hold. Inhale and exhale as you lean forward, like a little airplane. And then on your next inhale, sweep the arms up and come into your chair. And you guys look good doing that. Hold here. Come onto your tippy toes if you want. And stand all the way up. You can give your legs a little bit of a shake. Good. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And let's all come into a forearm plank. So you'll just drop on into that. See how my shoulder's on top of my elbow? And I'm still pressing, not trying to sink. So if this is too hard, you can always lower down into your knees. Just gonna hold this for a little bit. We're gonna move into side plank on our forearms. So that can look like this with your knee down, right knee down, and then your left arm comes up towards the sky, that side plank. Or if you just wanna rotate onto the outside of your right foot and come into forearm side plank. Good. So keep on pushing into that mat with the forearm. You can even use your palm. If you want to challenge, you can lift that left leg up, put it in tree pose, you can grab it, whatever you want. Breathe, and then come back to center. Let's lower all the way down. Let's bend our knees and just let our legs fall from side to side. Good. And then let your legs go straight. Find the mat with your forearms and press up again into a plank. Yeah. And now we'll switch, so you can either drop that left knee or just pivot onto the outside of the left foot and reach up towards the ceiling with your right hand. So I'm just gonna take a look at you guys. Go ahead and breathe. Guys, look nice and strong. The hinds are in sync. Jordan, way to get back up. And then go ahead and come back to plank, and you can drop all the way down to the mat. Good. So now that I got you guys all laying down, go ahead and push back into a child's pose. Our first one of class today. You can have your knees as wide as you like. Some people like to have them together for a little bit more support on your low back. Totally your call. We're gonna get to hang out here for a little bit. So reach as far as you can with your fingertips, and then let your chest come towards the mat, your forehead come towards the mat. If you wanna bend your elbows, bring your palms together and reach for the back of your neck, you can do that as well. Good. And if you had your hands behind your neck, just outstretch them in front of you. Come into a tabletop position. And however you do, meet me at the top of your mat standing up. So whether that be jumping, tippy-toeing, I just want to see that we're all at the top of our mat. Good. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit more of a flow and a little bit more balance. So again, if you need to just hold on to something next to you, like I have my sturdy couch here, I can just hold on to that. You can hold on to your buddy if you're next to someone. And if you fall down, that's okay. We do it all the time. So let's inhale our arms up towards the ceiling and exhale into a chair pose. Take a deep breath, inhale, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, step back or jump back, and then you can move through a vinyasa, which is the lower down, upward dog, downward dog, or just go straight to down dog. Inhale the right leg up towards the sky, and then exhale, draw that leg up towards the front of your room into a nice lunge. Inhale the arms up. Good. And now we're all gonna pivot onto the back of our left foot into a warrior two. So now I can see all of you guys. Great. So same thing goes for the lunge and warrior two, the knees on top of the front ankle. And then your front heel should intersect the middle of your back foot. So you guys all look good. Good. In this warrior two, we're gonna move into dancing warrior, which is one of my favorite things. So as you're gonna inhale and lift your arms up towards the ceiling. You can come onto the heel of your right foot. Inhale, bring your hands to heart center, and then exhale and push out and deeper into that front knee. So it's dynamic. Inhale up, and exhale, push out. Inhale up, and exhale, push out. Great, you guys. Inhale up, really reach for the ceiling, and exhale, push out like if you're moving through peanut butter. Inhale up, exhale, push out, just hold warrior two. Take your gaze to your front middle finger. Inhale, flip your front palm upwards. Lean a little bit forward and exhale, reach back, reverse your warrior. Here your hand can slide back up on your back leg or behind your back, whatever you prefer. Come back to warrior two. And you're gonna draw that right hand towards the floor. Again, if you have a block, you can use that too. And you can kind of push on that inner right thigh with your elbow. Take your gaze upwards if you like. Some people like to get into a bind here. You're more than welcome to do that. I like just looking up at the ceiling. Inhale. Take a couple deep breaths here. On your next inhale, move back into warrior two. And here's where the balance comes in. So you're gonna start to move all your weight into your front right foot, slowly, slowly. You can bring your left hand onto your left hip, and we're gonna move into half moon. So it'll look like this. I'm flexing my foot. I'm using my block to give me a little bit of stability. And my hips are stacked one on top of the other. Good. You can reach that left arm up towards the sky. One more deep breath, and then gracefully, we're gonna bend that front knee and come back into warrior two. Good. And then cartwheel your hands all the way down to that lunge. Right foot will meet your left. And then again, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Good. You can go ahead and pedal at your feet. We're gonna try that on the other side. So you're gonna inhale that left leg up towards the sky. And exhale, bring it into a lunge. And I'll move this way so you guys can see me better. Inhale the arms all the way up, crescent lunge. And then exhale, pivot into warrior two. Good, so that, check for that knee on top of the ankle. And again, dancing warrior, so inhale, lengthen as you straighten that front foot. And then exhale, push out like you're moving through peanut butter or molasses or whatever you want. Inhale up, exhale, push out. Get a little deeper into that front knee. Inhale up, exhale, push out. Inhale up, exhale, push out. One more time. Inhale up, exhale, push out, freeze in warrior two. Reverse your palm, flip your palm upwards, lean forward and exhale, reverse your warrior, lean up and back. And back to warrior two. Drop that front hand on the inside of your left foot. If you have a block or if you just want to lean knee on thigh, you can do that too. Take your gaze to your right hand and hold in this side stretch for a little bit. Good. Inhale back up to warrior two. And you know what's coming next. So we're gonna start putting all our weight into our left foot and moving into that half moon. So try to flex that foot. Try not to let that right leg just be dead weight. And then if you want a challenge, you can try to separate your bottom hand from the ground, but it's always nice to have a little bit of support. And breathe, breathe. And go ahead and move into warrior two. Ta-da! Nice. Cartwheel your hands all the way down to the ground. And let's just move into a child's pose. So knees as wide as your mat. Arms reach up towards the front of the mat, and your chest comes all the way down to the mat as well. Get some really nice deep breaths. So I'm just going to check on you guys over here. Awesome. And now let's all just walk up to seated and stand however we can. So the fun's not over with the balancing. We're going to do a couple more. So I'm lucky because I have my countertop right here, my Clorox wipes. But if you don't have anything, that's okay too. So we're just going to start standing. You're going to use your toes to act as like roots of a tree. So that's a great visual for everyone. You're going to start moving your weight into your left side and lifting the right leg so that I'm at a 90-degree angle with my knee. If you want to hold on to your hips, that's okay. And take a deep breath. Feel nice and sturdy. Fix your gaze on something that's not moving, or if you're looking at me, I'll try my best not to fall down. So if you want to stop here, you can. If you want to extend that leg or use a band to grab onto your leg, or you can grab onto your toe. That's just a little bit of an extra. Hold, and now if your knee's bent, or if your leg's straightened, you can just open up your hips up to the right. So now I'm like standing in between two panes of glass. I'm gonna reach my left arm towards the left side. Good, you guys are all still standing. And then bring that right knee back towards center. If you're grabbing onto your toe, go ahead and let it go, but keep that knee at a 90-degree angle. And we're gonna move into tree pose. So you can kind of help yourself here by putting your foot right in your inner thigh or your calf, or plant it onto the floor like this. Either way, just try to not get it into your knee. So tree pose. Bring your hands to heart center. And take a nice deep inhale. And reach your arms up towards the sky like a tree's branches. Good. If you want a little challenge, you can close your eyes and see what happens. And then go ahead and drop that leg. Shake out the left leg a little bit. Roll your ankle a couple of times. This is really good for if anyone has weak ankles like me. It'll help you get a little bit stronger. So let's do it on the other side now. So all your weight shifts onto your right leg. Use those toes to grip onto your mat, and then bring that leg to 90-degree angle. Good. Try to keep your shoulders on top of your hips. And then if you want to keep that leg bent, you can. If you want to grab onto your toes or use a towel or a band around your foot, go ahead and do that. Try to lift your chest up a little bit more. And then go ahead and take that leg out towards the side. Even if it's bent, you can hold on to your leg. Extend that right arm if you'd like. You guys look great. And then go ahead and come back to center. Let go of that toe if you're holding on to it, and then move into that tree pose. So again, toes on the ground, or on the calf, or on the inner thigh. And then go ahead, bring your hands to heart center. And if you fall out of that tree, you can just get right back into it. Again, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Try to close your eyes. And then go ahead and just let go and give yourself a couple of ankle rolls on that right side. Nice job, guys. Okie dokie, let's take it on down to the ground. So find your way down. I'm gonna face you guys for this part of the class, if that's okay. So I'm sitting with my legs in front of me. And again, you can always put a block underneath you if you want a little bit more of some help with those hamstring stretch we're about to do. So I'm on top of my book right now. You're gonna inhale up and exhale forward fold. So I'm flexing my feet to feel a little bit more in the hamstrings. If you want, you can also grab a band right here. Or for those of you with really flexible hamstrings, you can put your block behind your feet. So let's inhale, take a deep breath. Feel like someone's pulling like your hair right here. Really, really long, long spine. And then exhale, bring your chest towards your legs. Just gonna hold that for a little bit. Let your head hang heavy. You can give it a little shake. And then go ahead and come back up. Just sit up nice and tall. Let go of the band if you were holding onto one. We're gonna cross our right leg over our left. Good, so if you already feel a stretch here, you can just stay there or hug your right knee with your left arm. For those of you that want a little bit more of a stretch, you're gonna go ahead and twist. So you're gonna grab onto that right leg and bring your right hand behind your back. So it's kind of like a kickstand here, making you sit up nice and tall. And then you're gonna take your gaze to the back wall. Good, and come back to center. Keep your legs where they are. Now we're just gonna go opposite. So you're gonna bring your right hand into the inside of the right leg and twist this way. So your left hand will come back to your low back again and just open up on the other side. And come back to center. Let's switch our legs. So cross left over right. Sit up nice and tall. Again, you can just stay like this too, just facing straight forward. Or you can hug your left leg with your right hand and twist on over. Take a big deep breath and exhale, twist. Push on the floor with that left hand. And back to center. Again, keep your legs where they are, and let's just inhale, lengthen. That's fine. See how I'm growing 2 more inches and then twisting the other way. So I'm using my left hand here to push against that leg, a bent leg, just giving me a little bit more twist. Good. Come back to center. Let's go ahead and lay down. I'm going to bring my feet off of the mat so that my knees are at a little bent 90-degree angle. And I'm just going to let my legs go from right to left a couple of times. Moving slowly but surely, just move right to left over and over again. Good. Go ahead and plant your feet onto the ground. And we're going to do bridge pose. We did this last week. I want to do it again just because I think it's a great chest opener. If you want something a little bit more intense, I can guide you in wheel. So we're going to do this twice. The first time I'll do bridge, then the next time I'll do wheel. So for bridge, you're going to plant your feet into the ground, lift your hips up high, and then you can either support your hips with your hands or interlace your hands behind your back and bring your shoulder blades together. Try to gaze straight at the ceiling or the sky for those of you outside, and just really press into the floor with those feet, like you're doing a glute bridge. If you had your hands interlaced behind your back, let that go, and then drop 1 vertebrae at a time on the mat. Good, and then just let your legs go side to side. So for those of you that want to try wheel, if you ever did gymnastics, it was called bridge in gymnastics, so a little bit confusing. So I'm going to do that, and then if you guys just want to do bridge again, that would be great. You can try lifting one leg and then the other one off the ground too. So let's go ahead and move into that wheel. You're going to put your hands right next to your head. Fingertips are facing the way that your feet are. And then you're going to press into the ground with your feet and lift your hips off so that you're in a nice big wheel. Try to push into the floor with your feet so that you can move your chest towards your arms. You go for 3 deep breaths wherever you are. And then on your last one, you can lower down slowly and try moving 1 vertebrae at a time as you come down to the mat all the way. Good. And then let your legs move side to side again. Just a little bit of a decompression for that back. Good. Let's bring our right knee towards our chest and let our left leg just straighten out onto the ground. Good. And we're going to get in a nice spinal twist just to slow down a little bit more. You're going to take a nice deep inhale and exhale as you twist. You can guide that right leg down or right knee down towards the ground with that left hand. You can also straighten that leg that's twisted over if you'd like. We'll just hold this for a little bit. I'm going to check from all of you. I can't see most of you. You guys look good, I'm sure. You can try to see what it feels like with your shoulder stuck on the ground, or if you prefer to have your knee touching the ground and your shoulder lifted a little bit, that's okay too, as long as the stretch feels good. And then go ahead and move towards center. Hug both knees in, and then straighten the opposite leg. Yeah, good job, guys. Take a nice inhale and exhale, twist. Yeah, take your gaze towards that extended arm. It's okay if you hit your buddy next to you. Mandy. Take a deep breath and relax here. Feel like your shoulder is melting into the ground. Good. And now come back to center. Squeeze both knees into your chest, forehead to your knees. Give yourself a big, big, big hug. And then exhale, go ahead and just lay down like we started class. Palms facing the ceiling, shoulders away from your ears. Just relaxing. So I'm gonna invite you guys to stay just lying down with your eyes closed for a little bit, like a minute. If you guys have to run, that's totally okay, but I think this is a really important part of the class too. So just relax, close your eyes. Take a big inhale, feel your chest expand, belly rise. And exhale, let it all go. You can wiggle your fingertips and your toes. And then whenever you're ready, roll onto whatever side you like, right or left. You can use your arm as a little pillow, and then you can press up on the ground and come to a seated position. Let's all take a big inhale up towards the ceiling. Bring your hands to heart center. And thank you very much, guys. I wish I could unmute you, but I think Mike has to do that. That was a little longer than expected. Thanks for sticking around.